Alrighty, alrighty. Let's get into this news, guys. I was outside. Yeah, and I'm wearing a pink shirt. That's why I'm looking like very flush right now. Look, shout out to everybody for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was on another channel and he did not have the facts straight. I need someone who knows. Pez. Shout out to Pez. All right, everybody come through, come through, come through. Hopefully notifications are going out. I see my beautiful, wonderful mod Pika and Wim. Shout out to Wim who said I'm number 8 on the like button. I didn't even share this on the community tab. Did I? Pika, will you do me a favor and share this on the Discord for me, please? Thank you, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are live now. Look, let's talk about Suzanne Morphew. All right. And I'm going to go straight out of what I remember from my head because it's been a minute since I've talked about the story. Suzanne Morphew disappeared on Mother's Day. Okay. She was at a bike ride. This is a case out of Colorado. Um, she went missing. Okay. And prior to, I guess, her disappearance, her and her husband at the time, Barry Morphew, were having some marital issues, right? And I say that because based off of court documents, based off of text messages, Suzanne had reconnected with her, I believe, high school sweetheart from who was living at the different state. So she goes missing, and she's been missing, right? So then Barry gets arrested and he was charged with the murder, all right? And so then what happens is that essentially the DA, the prosecutor from that time, he was I think they were found on some kind of like um some wrongdoing in their practices or something like that. So they were completely, I guess, not disbarred, but basically suspended from practicing. And so the county had to issue a huge, like, apology about it and whatnot. They were reviewing all the cases that this DA had done. No, this is what she failed to do. It was her licensing. So there's so many credits or training that an attorney has to do, or any professional that they have to do in order to continue their licensing. So that attorney that charged Barry Morphew at the time, okay, essentially dropped the charges for that time being, right? So they came back to court. Barry decides to sue the district attorney's office and the county and everything, and that lawsuit is like in the millions, is up there, right? And essentially, the last time we talked about it was when what is it, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, came back and said, um, we know where her body's at. They were playing very coy with the audience, with the people, the community. We know where her body's at. We just can't say. They were very sure about Barry Morphew and securing that he is, in fact, somehow involved in the death of his wife. Well, her remains have been found. Let's talk about it. Her remains have been found. Let's break this down real quick. This is what we know so far. Here we go. So this is CBS, Colorado. The remains of missing Colorado mom Suzanne Morphew have been found for more than 3 years after she was last seen. The Colorado Bureau of Investigations has positively identified the remains as that of Morphew. Morphew was last seen on Mother's Day 3 years ago. My goodness, it really has been 3 years. May 10th of 2020. Her disappearance was made national headlines and the investigation was featured on CBS News 48 Hours. Yes. And Suzanne and her daughters, Suzanne, her daughters, were doing interviews, right? They were going to Today. They were going to these interviews, and you watch them and you're just like, I don't know. It always kind of gave me the sense of like they're trying to protect their dad, you know? As long as you don't say the bike is missing. No, I didn't think the bike was missing. I didn't think anything of that. I do know that Suzanne's brother made a plea to Barry because I remember these videos where he was just pleading like, "Yo, help us with the search. Come out and search. If you have nothing to hide, there's nothing for you to hide, right? Nothing." So it's just so crazy to me that now we have this update. I mean, it's great. You think so? You think his lawsuit is done? Because he's suing. And the thing is that the district attorney, who she wasn't disbarred, she was just there was some like credit hours, educational credit hours and practicing hours that she needed to get. And so when she was dismissed from her position, because she's like the, district attorney of that area, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. Yeah, exactly. Barry's video was bizarre. All the stuff was bizarre. When you lose a parent like this, I can see how, yes, they did. Yeah, they cling to the dad. They really did. They really did. Barry, in my opinion, has always struck me as somebody that knew what the fuck is going on. I'm just going to say it. And people have said it that there was some kind of control situation going on. It just struck me that way. And I feel for the daughters because they don't want to they lost their mom. Now they're having to lose their dad, at that time. So Morphew was last seen on Mother's Day. We reviewed that. Morphew left behind two teenage daughters and a husband, Barry Morphew, who was not only the prime suspect of her disappearance, he was also charged with her murder. He was charged. According to the CBI, the remains were located during the course of a search on September 22nd. Literally, what is it, like a week ago, a couple days ago? And those remains were positively identified as Morphew of Chaffee County by El Paso County coroner on Wednesday. Investigators were searching in the area of Moffat on an investigation not related to Morphew's disappearance when the remains were discovered. Well, if it was not related, then what were they looking for? What were they looking for? Yeah, Monica. Monica, love the red lipstick, by the way, love. The damage to the bedroom door, real odd. Now we'll find out more. I hope so. I'm glad they waited, losing his freedom when he thought he won, he will hurt. Do y'all think this man has something to do with the disappearance? I mean, let me know. In my opinion, the text messages between the friends and Suzanne were very telling. Yes, Vic. Yes, Vic. Very telling. Very telling. There was a lady who, I believe that she would frequent the spa with her daughters, and even like she was talking to the ladies that worked at the spa about the relationship, because you do a lot of spa talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. Yeah, can you imagine? Got a body over here, and it's the wrong missing person. Pez. But here's the deal. This is what trips me out. They weren't looking for Suzanne, excuse me, at the search. Not related to Morphew's disappearance when the remains were discovered. Like, what? While this case has garnered attention from and around the world, it has touched our community, and the sheriff's office deeply, said Chaffee County Sheriff John in a statement. We have never stopped our investigation and will continue to follow all leads pursuant for justice for Suzanne. And, okay, and I don't want to misreport, but now my memory is serving me right. Wasn't Suzanne, y'all got to help me with this one. Wasn't Suzanne, hold up, why is I don't know why my Google Cam is on. Sorry. I got to turn that off. But why is wasn't Suzanne dealing with cancer as well? Yes, that's what it was. Wasn't she like in remission? She was in remission. Pez, correct me if I'm wrong because now it's coming back to me. And I believe there was possibly some treatments that were still needed. And so that's why people questioned her disappearance. And not only that, she wouldn't have left her daughters like that. Like that wasn't, yes, see, it's coming back. Yo, it's coming back to me. Suzanne Suzanne was in remission. Thank you. She was in remission. So there was like follow-up that she had to do and whatnot. Then she goes missing. Thank you. Y'all see, I love this audience because y'all are awesome, those subbies. She did. She beat cancer twice. Thank you. So it's coming back to me. Thank you. See, I remember. So that was the question for me. It's like she had a lot of follow-up to do because of that and whatnot. Lymphoma. Thank you, love. Lymphoma. And not only that, the location of her disappearance, and she wouldn't have left her daughters. She wouldn't have left her daughters. And her one of the daughters was aware that she was trying to leave her husband at the time. This is why it was like a huge deal. And so when we see the daughters on like Today doing these interviews, I think it was Today or Good Morning or something, and the daughters were like, no, she wasn't trying to divorce him. No, she wasn't. That's not the case. No, we all kinda knew that that's what was going down. And then the last time that they did a follow-up to this during, one of the court hearings, the CBI told the court or some a representative told I think it was the district attorney's office, told the court and said that they knew where Suzanne's body was at, but they couldn't really say, "I freaking talked about it here." Now it's all ooh, it's all coming back to me now. CBI said that. District attorney's office said that they had a feeling of where her body was at, but because of the location, it was a complicated situation. And we were here dragging the CBI and the district attorney's office about the fact that they knew where her body's at. How come they're not moving forward with anything at this point? And they left us hanging. And the attorney even said something as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, with a lot of ham. I remember. Yes, Barry was away on business in Denver. Look, I'm going straight out of memory because I did cover this, and it's been a minute since I had been gone live on this. But you're absolutely right. Like it's all just kind of hitting me at this point. It did not take. Thank you, Shambles. It did not take them long to identify her. Maybe the body was ooh in something, and they never said mm, her remains either. Aussie Girl says, I follow this case from day one from Australia. Oh my gosh. Shout out to everybody from Australia. I'm stage 4 cancer and it really struck a chord for me. I also come from domestic abuse and I saw so many red flags. Aussie Girl, shout out to you. And I hope you're doing well. And I thank you for sharing. So they found the body on the 22nd. I have a feeling that they kind of knew where the body was at because they did say they knew where the body was at a while ago. They said that. I'm not making this up. Matter of fact, let me pull this video because I remember. Okay. I remember body location. They knew where her body was at. They said so themselves. Hold up, y'all. Let's see. Here we go. Especially in the unsealed case. Hold up. Let me pause this real quick. It's taking a minute. It's my internet. It was giving me issues earlier today. Okay, let me finish this article and then we'll jump over there. So while this case has garnered our attention, we never stopped our investigation. No arrests have been made since the remains have been located. Although remains is a critical component of this investigation, and for her family, we are left with many more questions than answers. And it would be a disservice to conduct a news conference at this time. So this is why they're not doing a conference yet. Maybe they're waiting on an arrest. Hopefully. Earlier this year, Barry Morphew filed a lawsuit asking for 15 million, saying he was wrongfully charged in his wife's disappearance and at that time presumed death. The lawsuit includes the Chaffee County and Chaffee County Sheriff's Office and several named investigators in the case included those working for the CBI investigation. Susan disappeared after leaving her home for a bike ride on Mother's Day, and what happened next remains a mystery. This was a lot. And by the way, Pez said the bike, her bicycle was found down a steep ravine off Chaffee County Road 225 from Highway 50. Deputies said that the bicycle did not look like it was involved in a crash, and there was not any blood at the scene or anything. After she went missing, Morphew told CBS Colorado that he believed she was abducted. And did he assist in the search of her? No, Pez, I had to call you out. Shout out to Pez. Um, no, I don't believe Suzanne's brother got on video and I played it here and said, if you ain't got nothing on this, like help out. Help in the search. Help in the search. The fact that the press runs with the bike ride last seen is weird too. It comes from Barry, who supposedly wasn't there. He called the neighbor to check on her, look for the bike. Right, Lisa. For all we know, that bike could have been planted there, right? Could have been planted there. For all we know, like the bike wasn't crashed. There was no blood. Nothing. Let me share this tap real quick with you guys.
Prosecutors in Chaffee County say Suzanne Morphew texted a friend that she wouldn't feel safe at home once her youngest daughter grew up and moved out.
Mm,
Court records officially unsealed today show how long Suzanne and Barry
this is
Morphew
2 months
had a
ago.
rocky marriage before Barry Morphew was accused of killing her in 2020. Prosecutors eventually dropped the charges against Barry Morphew 1 month before the trial. At the same time, they said they were close to finding Suzanne's body.
And by the way, there were other people whose cases were dropped. Yeah, I see. That's I'm feeling that too. Like, was there ever even a bike ride? Did they ever find a trail to a bike ride? And Nancy Grace, why is she coming to my head? Because it's coming back to me now. Nancy Grace showed a video where it shows Barry kind of acting kind of weird during the search of his wife as well. All of this is weird. Do y'all think that now the heat's going to be turned up on Barry? What do you guys think? It's my understanding, and I don't want to make this up either, but y'all let me know in the chat. Wasn't he in some kind of landscaping or building or some type of a trade like that? Let me start a little poll before. And do you think Barry had something to do with this? Yes or no? Start a poll. I have 300 people in the chat. Make sure you're hitting that like button. It helps in the algorithm. Let me know. Let me know. Landscape. Thank you. Landscaping, right? Mm-mm. Right. Listen, heavy machinery work. He had heavy machinery. you you jumped real quick to the poll. Lord, this chat is going fast. I don't know why. You hate polls. You hate polls. Okay. Mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody from Facebook. Thank you. He's an expert hunter and tracker, so he knew how to hide someone, says Pika. Yes, he owned a landscaping and construction business, access to concrete and big machinery. The CBI knew where her body was at. They've been knowing. I remember that specifically. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and find that video and we're gonna have to play it or something. Hold up. CBI. Give me one sec. Remains found. Okay, see, Fox 31 is already on it, but hold up. There was another video. Records unseal. Damn. Judy Ron even reported on this as well a while ago. Remains found. Everybody's on it right now. All right. Investigators say they believe they found their belongings. Several agencies, including FBI, in the investigation. This is 2 years ago. And this was their daughter or their daughters when they were saying, yeah, he's innocent. They had marital issues. We kind of knew that. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. I don't know. Hmm. I'm gonna have to look. We're gonna have to find that video at some point. But hold up. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can have to find mine. Hold up, y'all. Yes, everybody, hit the like button for me. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to my channel real quick because I know I have that video and it's gonna bug me if I don't show it. Hold up, y'all. It's so weird because we kind of like we knew. I have a feeling that they knew and they didn't want to say anything or anything like that in order not to disrupt the investigation. Here we go. Was it this one? That's what it was. Here it is. I found it. Hold up. It was said, this was literally 2 months ago. Susan Morphew's body in a very difficult spot as investigators seek to prove that she was murdered. Yeah, yes, that's what it was. Hold up. Let me see if I can play this. The exact spot where that went through. Somebody said it, and it was this is what was quoted by the investigators at that time. I remember. Let's see. It was this guy right here. So in my memory right now.
decided to dismiss the case.
But Barry could be tried again unless a judge changes the ruling and dismisses the case with prejudice. Rose says
Yes.
these new messages could keep that from happening.
The prosecution and law enforcement is essentially saying, wait, hold up here. We still think this is the guy who did it.
And I'm glad that they have this attorney speaking here. Thank you so much. If you know where she is, go get her. Allegedly, in my opinion, Grandma, I'm right there with you.
That's what we
And
would
Ellen,
say.
I'm so glad you say this because we don't know. There could be so many victims, right? Like I completely agree with you on there. So the unsealed documents, they said in there that they believe that her body was in a difficult spot at that time. So they kind of knew where her body was at. You know what I'm saying? They kind of knew where she was at and what was up. How and this is a great question. How far from her residence was her body? So I believe it was found, I want to say Moffat County. It's not Moffat. Is it? I know Belinda, are you in the chat? Because I know my Belinda's in here and she says she's from that area. Belinda, how far is Moffat from El Paso or is it in there? Let me know. Let me know, y'all. Let me know. They said that the snow was making it difficult. Yeah. You don't think it was that location was correct? It was a different location, a different investigation. Yep, and that's a good point too. They were there. Okay, if you go back to the article, it's a few hours from El Paso to Moffat. Thank you, Belinda. So you said 50 miles, but wait a minute. 3 hours. Hold up. I don't want to lose this train of thought here. Let's go back over here because Yep made a really good point here. The investigators said right over here, they were searching the Moffat area on an investigation not related to Morphew's disappearance. It's all southern Colorado. So they were there searching for something else. And they happened to find Morphew. It's about an hour. Checkmate. Shout out to Checkmate. Yeah, awesome channel, by the way. Shout out to you. Um, it's about an hour, no? I bet they were looking for Suzanne Powell and found Suzanne Morphew. Powell is still missing, but I don't know about the location, man. And isn't Powell out of Utah? Oh man, that's a horrible case too. Um, Moffat to El Paso is 2 hours. That's what people are saying. Okay, so it depends on each part. So we don't know. They're there on a separate situation, and they find Suzanne. I want to know. Yes, Susan Powell is out of Utah. Horrible case, but I want to know what had happened. What had led them there in the first place? How so how close to where the bike was found or they thought they were? Hit the like. That's a good point. I don't know. The distance to the bike to the body? Was the bike placed there? SW, thank you for the $5. Thank you, thank you. The bike was pretty close to home, says Sarah. Something's up, yo. Something's up. It is a town. Moffat is a town by the sand dunes. Listen, Linda, I'm kind of wondering, like, what is going to happen next? They haven't charged anybody, and I bet you there's going to be a press conference if they decide to charge Barry Morphew. This is, I foresee it. I foresee it. They know the exact location she was. Yep, I kind of agree with you. I think they knew where she was at the whole time. But this sentence right here kind of throws me off, though. I'm just going to say that. I don't know. Well, first of all, I'm so happy about that news. I think that is awesome news that they found, her remains and, hopefully that progresses the investigation and they're able to give a proper burial to this woman, this mom, and then progress on the investigation and go from there because somebody did this to her, right? Somebody did this to her. I think we all have a feeling of who it could have been and the why. Somebody did this to her. You know? Just saying. All right, guys, I'm having to head out because I got to prep for a live later on today. But make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I will see you guys on the next one. Millie, thank you so much for the girl. You gave me the heads up. Shout out to Millie. She gave me the heads up. Yes. Yes. And to be laid and rest in peace. You're absolutely correct. But I'm having to head out. I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Rabbits out. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys in a little bit. Bye, guys.